Hello and welcome to episode 52 of my Salem tutorial series. This episode is going to be on us making the next level up potion that will give us 60,000 inspiration. If you remember, the last potion we made only gave us 6,000 inspiration, so it is a great leap forwards with reclaiming our inspiration. It will certainly come in handy for learning the latest skills that we must surely learn. Yes, I know the gamester's been showing you how to chew through your inspiration, but now he will repay your patience by showing you how to speed the game up by way of using potions. Yes, there are better potions that we can make, but all in good time. Now you're probably wondering, why is this fool fishing when he has shellfish traps? Is he really that stupid? Well, yes, I am, but I am fishing for a very good reason. Namely, we need fish, not just for food in our recipes, but for something else that is very special. I may never show you the meaning of life, but I will certainly show you why fishing is such a good idea. Now, before I go any further, let me quickly mention a new skill I learned. When we learned swimming in a previous episode, it unlocked, it unlocked a new skill that we could learn. Let's just find it. Oh, now I've forgotten that. Oh, there it is. I was just panicking. Right, okay. So yeah, when we learned the skill swimming, it unlocked this new skill in the list called labouring, which slows down our phlegm consumption and allows you to carry more dirt when terraforming. Now, it may not appeal, this skill may not appeal to some of you. You may not want to learn this skill, but I love digging and terraforming the land, so it was a no-brainer for me, and I learnt this skill. So anyway, to learn labouring you need 1600 arts and crafts, 1600 hammer and nails, and 1800 mines and mountains, which equates to studying lots of smooth stones. And the arts and crafts are, what did I get that from? I believe it was from the Lumberwood figurines. Don't quote me on that, but anyway, arts and crafts, there's enough items to get from that. I'm sure you will all cope with learning labouring. It's well worth it in my opinion, if it allows slower consumption of your phlegm, the blue bar, and you can carry more dirt when you're digging, so that's all cool. Anyway, continuing on before I waffle off into the wilderness. Okay, now in my pocket, as you can see, there are a load of fish that are freshly caught. The item we seek is a rare one. It is a fish bladder. Let's see if I have caught enough to show you one. What you have to do is butcher each fish and see if you get lucky. Well, are you feeling lucky, Pilgrim? So let's butcher these fish and see if I am feeling lucky. So off we go. I do hope I got enough. Okay, so we're going to get mainly fillets of fish and the fish bones. These of course we can use for either putting in our compost bin or for cooking in recipes. This we can use for creating bone meal. Okay, so let's carry on butchering. Ah, there we go, cool. Now that was lucky because normally I chew through quite a few. That gives us the item that I wanted to show you, which is the swim bladder. I thought it was called fish bladder, but anyway, there we go, it's a swim bladder. Now let's carry on and butcher a couple more. see how many more it takes before we get another one. There we go. So as you can see, all them fish butchered. Well, not really a great deal of fish. I don't know, what was it, about... I've butchered about 7 or 8 fish and managed to get 2 swim bladders. Right, once you're the proud owner of a swim bladder, oh, forgive my walking really slowly. It's been Lagville here today, but this is not down to lag. This is down to me being so vastly overweight, as you can see down here. Oh yeah, on the subject of that, I wasn't going to mention this. Well, I'd forgotten to mention this, but I will mention it. Why not? Yes, I went and fought another deer because, as you can see up here, I'd got my yellow bile to 50 and my others to above 40, except for the blood, of course. But anyway, I've soon realised the folly of my ways. Woe is me. Do not go near deer yet. I've learnt a very valuable lesson. In order to hunt deer, we will need a weapon, and not just any weapon, a good weapon, a Spanish sabre. We will also need about 100 in all our humours. As ridiculous as that may sound, deer have about 50 health points. They hit you from between 8 to about 14 damage. And so with 40 blood, that's about 4 hits and I'm dead. Now bear in mind, with my yellow bile at 50, when I hit the deer using my roundhouse kick, which I do like, but it only does 4.4 damage, whereas if we have a weapon, a Spanish sabre, it will do 12 damage. So again, you can see that's a no-brainer. We need a Spanish sabre. But of course, before we can get the Spanish sabre, we're not going to buy one, we're going to make one. So that's about episode 75, I think. But anyway, it's a good one. It's in the future. Forget about deer for now. We don't have to worry too much about them. There's other much more fun things for us to do. So let's continue on. Now I've waffled a bit. Let's go put these swim bladders on a drying rack. So what I'll do, let's go to here. Let's remove the dried bark. Let's add the swim bladders. They will take 15 minutes and then they will turn into isinglass. This item that you can see here. Okay, let's see where I've got to in my notes. Okay, the 3 components to make the potion that we want to make, which is Fishguts and Rot Refresher. The 3 main components are 1 glass bottle, 1 isinglass and 6 humours. I've shown you how to get the isinglass. The 6 humus, of course, you just get from your compost bin, which leaves us with the last item, the glass bottle. Now you can either go to town and buy glass bottles, or you can make them yourself, which is what we're going to do next. So you'll still need to go to town to buy a glass pane. Eventually we will be making our own glass panes, but I kid you not when I tell you that glass panes are a complete pain to make, so you may still end up preferring to buy glass bottles. We will see. Once I've shown you how to make the bottles, you can then make an informed decision and decide whether you want to make them yourself or just simply buy them. Okay, so we're going to be making our own glass bottles, but for now, like I say, you'll need to go to town and either buy glass bottles or buy a glass pane. A glass bottle costs 75 silver each. A glass pane costs 350 silver. Let's see if I made a mistake by buying a glass pane. Now, the first thing you will need to do is learn the skill ceramics and crucibles. So if we go to the skills and we look up here, you'll see I've learnt it already. Basically, to learn the ceramics and crucibles skill, you will need 1475 sparks and embers and 1300 natural philosophy. That will then allow you to learn ceramics and crucibles, which basically equates to flaming pine cones and beetles, two very easy items to get hold of, as I've shown you previously. That will now allow us to build a crucible. For the crucible, we will need 10 clay and 3 wrought iron bars. So let's, now that I've put the swim bladders on the rack, let's now go slowly like a snail, crawl over to here where I want to make the crucible. Now for the crucible, when we've made it, we will need 1 coal and a lit torch. Because you need to light it once you've put the fuel in it, hence why it's near my farmer's house, near my stove. Anyway, so now that you've learnt ceramics and crucibles, in the craft and tools and miscellaneous tools, you will now, or should see, the crucible. So let's left click on that and let's click craft. Right, okay, let's see, where's it put it? I've got so much junk. Right, okay, there it is, there. Okay, so as you can see, it's got to be now put into the kiln. Fortunately, I've been prepared somewhat, not a lot, but at least a little. I've got my stove going and fueled the kiln. So now what I need to do is take my teddy bear out and light my torch. Okay, let's now go to the kiln and light it. Now the only problem that I didn't foresee, of course, is the fact that we're now going to have to wait for the crucible to fire. Oh, I do hope it doesn't take long. That somewhat ruined my plans. I didn't even take that into consideration about the fact that it has to fire. Right, okay, well what I might have to do is make a part 2, which is a nuisance, but I may have to make a part 2 and put it in there. Hopefully eventually I will get a pause button. On that glorious day, of course, I will be able to simply pause it and then wait for it to finish firing. But for now, what I'll do is make a second part to this episode. It'll only be a short part, but at least then we won't have to wait for this to fire. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. In the next part of this episode, we will get ourselves a most fantastic potion. Goodbye.